Aloha kako. Ano ai me ka vilina ake aloha. We just want to send all of our aloha to all of you out there. We surely wish that you could be here with us, but with modern technology, since we all can't be together, we're doing this virtually, our virtual talk story, to keep the spirit of our Twilight at Kalahuipua'a program alive. I think for you to hear me better, I'm going to remove my mask, but we're kind of keeping at a little distance
Well, we're
over
in the
here,
same ohana, so that's.
and we are the same ohana. So we're so happy to be here, and really we're really on the anniversary of our Twilight at Kalahuipua'a program, which started way back on September 13th, 1997. So we're coming up to our 20, really our it's our 24th anniversary. So we're celebrating that, and we're celebrating all the many years of those who have joined us here on the lanai, on the porch of the Eva Parker Woods Cottage, and have shared their time and shared their music and their stories and their hula with us. And we want to send our mahalo to all of them. And many of them are not here with us anymore. They have passed, but we have so many fond memories of them. And those who have helped us over the years as kokua to this program, and just shared their aloha with us, we want to say mahalo as well. And we send our special aloha out to Leilani Hino,
Yes.
and her family.
Leilani.
And we wish you all the best. We send our prayers and
Aye.
our
Love you, love you, love you.
get well wishes as well. To Brother Ski out there as well. And so many people had really shared so much with us, and to keep this program alive that we feature here at the Eva Parker Woods Cottage at Mauna Lani. We also want to say an aloha to those dear friends and musical legends that have passed. And with the passing of DJ Pratt, wow, he was really a giant, and such a kind heart and a good man, and such an amazing musician with the group Kalapana. And so we send our prayers to
Yes,
his
and-
family and our condolences as
And
well.
also to Anne Botticelli for the passing of her husband,
Oh,
Jim
yes.
Borg, who helped write Dad's memoirs.
Who wrote the book
Yes.
for my father, who will be celebrating his birthday,
97th birthday
97th birthday.
tomorrow.
Yeah, it was September 11th.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
that's right.
Yes.
Today's only the 9th.
So we want to do an oli, and this chant was composed by our kumu John Kaimikawa, and I know it's a chant that we've done many times, but really is such an appropriate chant, as we say aloha to our dear friends who have passed on. And it's called Kalei Hala I Lehua Moe. It refers to the lay that has passed on, or the loved one, the beloved who has passed on, and who is now on his huakai, on their journey to Lehua Moe, a place just where the sun sets, just an island just off of the island of Ni'ihau. But it also, has a kauna kalei hala. So the hala lei was a lei made out of the keys of the pandanus, and it was a lei that was not given at any time, but in certain times and for certain occasions, because of the definition of hala, which refers to that of the past, or from moving from one level to the next. And so that lei hala was symbolic of that change of time and
That-
place and
that-
space,
That transition.
and
Yes.
that transition whether it was a birthday, whether it was a graduation, or whether it was the passing of a loved one.
Or
And,
even a new year.
or even a new year, yes. And so, Kalehala Elehua Moi is the name of this chant of which we would like to share with you all. Helele tawa ki pupu no vai mea Lulu taua mai ne loko Hele hiva hiva hele aloha i hala He maole no Hawai'i lanai kaili kai Oloi kai piholo ana kala i le hua mo Aloha 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 And so we say aloha to all of our loved ones who have passed. And so we gather here this evening, this afternoon, once again celebrating our twilight time, our talk story time, as it has been for many generations. Joining here on our lanai of the Eva Parker Woods Cottage, we're so happy to have a dear friend who has joined us and somebody who I'm sure many of you out there will recognize. You know, he was one of those who pioneered what we call Hawaiian music. You know, playing music way back in the 80s and recording, well, I think some 8 albums now, but also recognized with the Lifetime Achievement Award back in 2014 and recorded a number of hit songs that I'm sure you may remember, like Coconut Girl and Pua Lane. And not only is he a composer of songs, you know, composer of you know, amazing music, but he authored a number of books and he's also putting together some episodes of which can be viewed on the television. So, you know, in this short time that we're together, we're gonna kind of talk story and talk about some of these things. But I'm so happy to introduce Brother Nolan, congregation. Yes, we want to welcome you back. You know, we've been here together in the past and talk story over the past, and you know, where you had your full group with you, and just fun, happy memories of that. But maybe before we talk, why don't we bring everybody in with a song, with a mele. Okay. So I'm gonna grab my guitar here.
I'm going to remove my mask, everyone, too, because I don't want to be separated or divided. I want to be united. We stand together or we sit together on the porch.
We sit together.
And we say aloha to everybody. And I just was in suspended animation as I was listening to Anna and Kaniela, you know, speak, story tell, and then Oli. I just like captured in this beautiful postcard right here. You know, I can actually fall asleep and still know what's going on. You know, that's a kind of really good feeling, you know. Yeah. And that's a feeling we get every time when I come over here, sit on the porch. And it's been some years, yeah. And we have, I have played several times in several different formats, yeah, because we love and enjoyed. Within those 23 years or 24 years, I did enjoy myself every time we came over here. Yeah. What do you like play?
I don't know. Maybe we can start off with something mellow. Maybe Yeah. Anything come to mind?
Okay, wait. Let's do one in the key of G. Ya he ana no ikamakani kaulahana ka aina au e ho ikamakani kai aloha One more round. Bonnie. Nahi nahi.
Kamakani ka ili aloha.
Yeah.
Mahalo for that,
Well, thank you, brother. Like we were talking earlier when we were doing sound check, and whenever I sit down and pa'ani or play music with you, kanikapila, it just strikes that whole idea of playing all the old songs, like because like how you were coining me like everybody else as being one of the purveyors of Hawaiian music. So people kind of expect that, to hear all those songs. But in my own personal expectation of my soul, when I sit down in a ambiance like this and I sit down with you and Anna, I like play Hawaiian music. I like play the old style too. I
And
like play those songs.
Mahalo for playing that because I didn't, that it was Tutuma's favorite. Dad's
Yeah.
Dan's
Yeah.
dad's mother.
Yeah.
And so,
So when I get that
Mauna
opportunity, to play
Yes.
and party with you folks and share this
Oh.
time, it's outside of the camera.
Yes.
I mean, we'll do them anyway,
Yeah.
and that's what we do, and so
And we don't always get these kind of moments to get together
Yeah.
and just sit
Yeah.
down, kani kapila, reminisce, talk story, catch up with things, and
Yeah.
and as we were talking earlier about how we all started out young entertainers, young musicians. We wanna you know I wanted to ask you if you could maybe share about go back to those Hanabara days as we call it. Those
Yeah.
times we were kid times and you know all growing up, and we grew up in Honolulu,
Yeah,
and not
yeah.
too far from apart from each other.
What is really interesting too is our families. They are from Mokuokeawe or Hawaii Island, or even I noticed too, family from Kauai or Maui and everything. But what happened? I don't know, like your dad them and my mom them, 40s, 50s, or right after the war, they all moved to Honolulu. And then they raised us in Honolulu in like a more of a urban environment. And so I kind of think of that as like a interesting way of upbringing us to raise us on the island of Oahu, which is really different from the other
Yeah.
islands. And then
Yes.
by going back and forth, right?
Yeah.
I think I don't know if it was intentionally or unintentionally, but it gave us like city, country, city,
Right.
and so we kind of like,
Yeah. And then, of course, your Ohana, hailed from Kona
Kona.
side,
Kona,
yeah?
Kona, big,
Ako.
Yeah,
Ako family.
family, and
Kanuhula, Lee's, I mean, right down
yeah.
the peninsulas, right
everybody,
down the-
everybody in
yeah.
Kona.
That's the kind, you
Yeah.
don't try to get one girlfriend from Kona because
Oh,
you're
yeah.
a relative.
Yeah.
And you don't
That's-
think about any of them.
That
either.
too,
That's
yeah, that
right.
too. And back in the day, it was still patent place.
Yeah.
Still yet too. But I think that it is a kind of a very beautiful thing, and we've talked about it before too, like how to have that combination,
Mhm.
yeah, of experiences in the city or what we call the city, yeah, Honolulu, yeah, and then kind of match it or blend it to how we are and how we live today on Hawaii Island, and the choices that we made, yeah, to and I think that both you and I and then I think our schooling was important.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, well,
yes.
the school we
Yes.
went to, that was
Yes.
definitely
Kamehameha,
impactful.
Imua Kamehameha.
Imo
It
Kamehameha
was
schools.
impactful, influential,
Yeah.
at a certain particular time, yeah, in our lives, and they kind of instilled certain things. I wouldn't say I absorbed all of the things there, but it did kind of ground you, yeah.
Right. And, with Hawaiian culture, music, we had the
Mm-hmm.
song contest, and whether you sang or not, you're going to sing.
You were
You're gonna
immersed
be-
in
be-
it.
You're right. You were
exposed.
Yeah.
immersed in it. That's a good word. Like,
Yeah.
and it was a combination of modern Hawaiian, native Hawaiian,
Yeah.
as well too. And we've watched it for years, just evolve, yeah, and just
Yes.
grow, and even like to a point of revolutionizing, or the renaissancing us into the way Hawaii is today and is presented to the world, from our language to the culture, what you guys provide here at Mauna Lani and Eva Parker Cottage and all that too is to me, it's so essential. And I do the same thing in my mediums,
Yes. Yeah.
whether it's musically or now, venturing into the Zoom and the cameras and all that too. But same message, yeah.
Yeah.
Same message, and our aloha, our aloha, and then how you spend your time,
Yeah.
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 I mean, it's just we live in crazy times now. That's why.
Oh yeah, yeah. It is. But although we we live now, and we're still going through these challenging times. It's pandemic times, and like a lot of the entertainers, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
all of us that grew up entertaining Honolulu, Waikiki, outer islands, well, there was a little break for us, but we, pick up our instrument and we still kanikapila is at the sunset, maybe at our favorite spot,
Right.
and just keep that music going and spending more time with the ohana, with the family, with our children and our mo'opuna, our grandchildren. It gave us that time.
I think that the music too is our foundation too, and it soothes us, and I think that's always been our backbone. Yeah, and that's a way that we present ourselves. Yeah, and our aloha, and in the music that we play has so much knowledge in ike too, and that you can pass it on to your children and your mo'opuna. And I know for a fact that that's what you folks have done too, and I've done too with my family too. The essence, the essence of what aloha is, the ohana thing, and that's why when you speak about we can talk about your childhood, like me growing up in the housing on Honolulu with my mom in the 1960s, single parent, that was very impactful for me too, and influential in the music, because the music was always the way we express ourselves. Music always around the house, dancing, hula, right? Like, and it's just no matter where you come from in Hawaii, music was always you make good food and you have music and invite everybody over. I mean, that's the style.
Yeah. And we both come from musical families, and my dad, was a choir leader before he got into politics. He was a choir leader at Kalahuipua'a Church. My uncle was a minister, Reverend Abraham Makaka, and
very well-known family forever and ever.
So we grew up with music, but you too, your family though, very musically inclined, and yourself and your brother Tony, your sister, all became amazing
Your entire
entertainers,
family,
singers.
generations,
Yeah.
And isn't that crazy? That's like nuts too.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, I mean,
what
too, I mean, when I was growing up in housing, I never think anything. I was thinking about not getting arrested.
Yeah. Oh.
Or
in Pua Lane.
Well,
Yeah,
so tell
Pua
us
Lane.
about Pua Lane.
Yeah, so
Pua
one of
Lane.
my first songs was that kind of like open up the Pandora's box to my music was a song called Pua Lane, and I grew up in the streets, somewhere between Tamashiro Market and the freeway, and Kukui Gardens and Muir Wright Housing in Lanakila. That was my stomping grounds, and played my sports and everything down at Palama Settlement. But my friend Miller, Cap, and all the bunch of guys, they all lived on Pua Lane, and my mom was one of the first recipients of affordable low-income housing in the Kukui Gardens area. So when we first moved over there was nothing, just a building, and so when you make friends and you start walking across the street. So I started walking across the street to Marin Housing, and then made friends by playing sports, and then I was hanging out at Pua Lane. And I just thought that was such a cool name, Pua Lane. Pua, P-U-A, like flower, right? But afterwards, the kauna in it, in my mind, was Pua, like, Puting, like P-O-O-R. And I was thinking, all us housing boys, we just Puting over here on the corner, hanging out, and so because I was blessed with the instrument and, again, the music and the hula in our family, I brought it to the corner, I brought it to the corner, and I started playing with Willie and the Poor Boys, and then they got impact, and they started grabbing the ukuleles and everything, and so we started, pretty soon we had like one band on the corner of Pua Lane, and no different than being up at Kamehameha, and when I played in the bathroom down in Paki Hall after lunch, the place was just packed.
Best acoustics.
Or no different than playing here at Eva right? Back in the
Yeah.
day when we had all
Yeah.
this place would be packed.
Oh,
Gang
yeah.
would gather.
400
So
people.
music
brought
does
us
that,
and-
you know,
yeah,
it brings
yeah.
people together, yeah. So I started doing that at Pua Lane, and I guess I never stopped, you know, from the housing boys to just one more little short story, so I'm not so long-winded, but we used to sit on this porch of this Japanese lady and Japanese man, and it wasn't our porch. We used to sit on them, you know, housing boys. Sit on, we were playing, we were doing all that jamming, and everybody would come around, and they were like so afraid of us, the couple, you know, humble Japanese couple. And one day the lady had to come outside and go, "Excuse me, you think you guys can go on your own stairs, in your own steps instead of?" But the way their steps was kind of like this, where it was like,
Yeah.
whoa, had a nice vibe to it.
perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect, right? So, you know, we're so sorry. So we went back up to my friend's apartment on Pua Lane, and then we started performing on the stairs too. But you know, a lot of stuff that was created out of there was innocent and yet profound. You know, to where we are today, and so. You know, I knew I always wanted to write a song in remembrance of those days, and you know, almost like an anthem
Yeah.
to all my friends that grew up.
And it's a tribute to the place that you grew up.
Right,
You know,
right.
Pua Lane.
It's
Yeah.
kind of classic. You want to like
Yeah.
want me to
I'll
thumb it a
follow
little
you.
bit? Yeah.
The key of-
Yeah.
in the key of C.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, I was fooling around with some jazz chords and stuff, and then I was thinking, if I wanted to keep it Hawaiian, I gotta create a vamp, but I didn't want it to sound like the regular vamp, you know. Right. So then I kept doodling around because I was playing slack key as well too, and I came up with something that was kind of a mixture of jazz chords and slack key vamp riffs. So it came out to be like. And then I found one more, you know. And then you mix them all together, and then it sounds like this. Bye, 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 Pua Lane. Yeah. I'm really gonna miss your face. Your eyes to deceive, she said. Only F. I said, bye, bye, Pua Lane. So long, Pua Lane. I said many a memory of everything, but your eyes, they make me blue. I said, bye, bye, Pua Lane. Then I threw in the vamp. And you know, when I was making the vamp, I didn't even know what chords I was playing, but sounded good. Bye, 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 Pua Lane. I said tears always fall from my eyes. Oh, to think of the way that we lived, the way we lived. Bye, bye, Pua Lane. So long, Pua Lane. Dear God, I hope that all my friends leave. No, don't shatter their dreams. Now don't you shatter them, Pua Lane. Let's do the vamp again. Bye, 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 Pua Lane. You never seem to change. Your eyes, they too deceiving for me. I said, bye, bye, Pua Lane. Aloha, oi, Pua Lane. I'm really gonna miss your face, 'cause your eyes, they lie. I said, bye, bye, Pua Lane. Aloha, oi, Pua Lane. Aloha, no. I'm really gonna miss your face, your eyes too deceiving for me. I said bye bye, Pua Lane, goodbye. We're going home now.
Oh, that was good. That's a classic.
Such a classic. And you know, it's amazing how jazz and Hawaiian
Yeah.
really meld
Yeah,
together
it-
so beautifully.
how it matches. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I remember telling my mom, like, 'cause my mom was such a traditionalist, yeah, and with the hula and everything. And when I remember, I told her I changed the vamp and I played her this song, and she locked me in the bathroom with the Bible and the dictionary. And she told me to read.
Said, you better learn your Hawaiian
Yeah,
music.
you better. You know how it is, right? Singing the wrong Hawaiian words or something like that. That's not even how the thing go. Yeah, but I was always the Koloi one in the family too, right? So I had a little bit slack on that. Oh, no can help that boy.
Yeah.
ADD.
Plenty D's in there.
Plenty D's in the ADD.
So when did the Hawaiian part come in? That Jamaican side come in?
Again, I think that the formulation of what they call Hawaiian music or island reggae, or it's even blended into what they call Cali reggae now too, right? It was random, yeah, and it was kind of spontaneous. But I know for a fact, because I love music, all the music, yeah. Like how I said, I mean, we can sit here and play for hours Hawaiian music, right? All the old stuff. But I was listening to everything, from Led Zeppelin to the Doors to the Beatles. I love studying music, yeah, and no different than study Bob, Bob Marley and Jimmy Cliff and all those guys, the Wailers, Bonnie M. And I was just always into all this, the richness of music and the way that they were playing the beats and the grooves and the tempos. And that's why I think of myself when people ask me, say like my close brother who just passed DJ, like DJ, ultimate lead guitar player, right?
Oh, yeah.
Can't even touch what he does. So people would ask me, oh, what do you do? I say, I think I'm a groove player. Like I like to find a groove, and I make grooves all the time, and then I try to find a different groove that I haven't heard someone play it, and so same like Pua Lane. When I came home with Pua Lane, all the old timers, including Uncle Buddy Fo, Uncle Don Ho, Danny Clicking, all these old guys, they heard something, yeah? Like they heard something that, that was a little bit different, yeah, from everything else too. Yeah. At Gabby. Yeah, so Gabby was my mentor too. I remember going to see him and he said, play that song with, and he let me use his guitar too. And when I play him afterwards, he tell, pause a little bit, go, jazz you. And I don't know, I was assuming that was a compliment.
Yeah.
And later on in the years that went by, when I played my first Slack Key festival, when all the Pahinuis were still alive, and they were honoring Gabby and Atta. I had my eyes closed. I was so nervous because still had Uncle Raymond, Connie, still going, still had Dennis and all the honchos of Slack Key. So I went up there.
Right.
I played solo and had my eyes closed. And all of a sudden, I heard another guitar, and I heard one bass, and I heard another guitar. And when I opened my eyes, was all three Pahinui brothers backing me up. My first performance at the Slacky Festival. Yeah, Blah, Grams or Martin, and Cyril.
Yeah.
And they were all, just like my chest came big, man. Like, I'm with the guys. How ultimate you can get. I'm with the Pahinuis. Afterwards, I was hugging them in the back and telling them thank you. Yeah. Then Blah whispered into my ear, and he said, "Daddy told us we'll take care of you." And Pops had already passed. Yeah. He said, take care of that boy from the housing.
So Pua Lane.
Yeah. So
Pua Lane.
and so same with the Hawaiian thing. I wasn't trying to invent anything. Just kind of came out that way, And because you play ukulele too, right? And the ukulele is smaller, so the strummers are quicker, yeah. We kind of came out with I used to study all the ukulele players too, Ukulele Magic and Otasan and everything, and I used to notice, kind of like how Jake plays, to where he's very, very syncopated, yeah. So he can do stuff like and not lose tempo, yeah.
Yeah.
Because and if you're doing something else on top of that, because it really practices that, yeah. So I was always kind of playing around with that, and then that's how I formulated stuff like this, and then layering another chord into that, yeah. I'll play them like all day, yeah, and it would drive my brother and everybody in the house nuts, and I would be by the television, you know what I mean, I'm by the television and watching, I don't know, Lucille Ball or something, or Gilligan's Island, and I go, go in the bedroom. Yeah, so that's kind of crazy. So again, it wasn't intentional in inventing that. It just, yeah. But once, I would say Kamasami Kong, remember him?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
yes.
He's the first guy
DJ, one
that
of the
heard
DJs,
me play that song, and he said, wow, you got something there. Yeah, let me produce it. So he produced the first.
Ah,
Yeah,
Really?
your first album?
Coconut
No,
Girl.
it was a Japan album, a Japanese
Uh-huh.
compilation kind of album. He took it, and I forgot who the producer was. Frank Day. I don't know if you remember Frank Day. He's kind of like a Los Angeles producer. So they took the song, and they went up to L.A., and they got all studio musicians to perform it, and sounded so hip. Then they took it to Japan. Yeah, so my first Coconut Girl was first released in Japan.
Is that
Wow.
right? Oh, they had an international intro.
And then I'm thinking like, whoa, maybe I get a chance to go to Japan, right? Yeah, and plus so the words to the song kind of come off like that to like high fashion world, model, and it was just around that time when all the Japanese companies were hiring all the local girls because they had the local look that the Japanese really like, surf. Same time as Kalapana they had their music and Scene K, and so you had this vibe, the Aloha shirts and all that stuff. The beautiful girl. So Coconut Girl fit right in it, and that's why I know that's what Kamasami Kong saw in it. So when Kamasami Kong saw that, John DeMello saw that too. Yeah, and he saw it more from a Hawaiian perspective, like a Hawaii-based perspective,
So was there an actual coconut grow that
Oh,
you did
no.
that did have some kind of influence on that song? Any coconut girls out there?
I think through the years there's been
many coconut girls.
stories about
coconut girls.
many stories about who's the coconut
The
girl.
inspiration for that song.
Yeah, but again, not intentionally, just randomly
Yeah.
conceptualizing inside your brain, right? What's happening here in this particular song, and that's why, I hang with some of the young guys, Blaine, Kala'i. I like some of these younger songwriters that are writing more conscious, not just writing to add the Hawaiian or the reggae sound to it, but actually writing some profound lyrics and stuff. Because I didn't just write Coconut Girl like, I was telling a story of Mo'olelo, with kauna inside too. Yeah, and I think I took some of the Hawaiian roots that I grew up in learning, mele and learning hakumele, and just being around it and everything, and then putting it into a new genre, I guess, or and hapa haoli music too, kind of like that. So I think that hooking up with John DeMello also allowed me to look at it from a Hawaiian perspective, out this way, as when I was with Kamasami Kong, he's taking it beyond the reef, like from how Japan people are going to look at it, right, or how mainland people are going to look at it. So, I feel like I've been really blessed to have been recognized by some of these people. You know, even like Uncle Don, Uncle Buddy. Like I stayed with Uncle Buddy up in Olinda for
Oh.
2 weeks.
Oh,
Oh
When
boy.
he-
Maui.
Yeah, when he was alive. He just
Yeah.
wanted. I was good friends
Oh,
with his
man,
son,
he-
and he
yeah.
just said, "You know that boy?" He said, "Yeah, that's my good friend." He said, "I'll let him come stay up with me up in Olinda." Like, and I just went up there. And, I mean, I knew who he was, right? But even on the invitations,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
We all
yeah.
sang that music, right? And
Yeah, he was a giant.
I remember going in there, and I was nervous, and then he just said, "I just like you to stay with me, talk to me about music, talk about what's going on inside your head, you know." Oh,
Yeah.
it's just wonderful time with him too.
Yeah.
He put me under him and his wife put me under a spotlight in the corner of their living room with my. He said, "Just play for us, like give us on set."
Oh, boy.
Oh man! And he said, "Play your original songs." Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
I mean, and then coming back to Oahu, and there I was again. I getting one phone call from Don Ho. Then you remember Danny Kalikini show?
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
Danny
Oh,
Kalikini.
yes.
I get one call too. Hey, they like you play on Danny Kalikini wants you to play on his TV show. Yeah,
Oh.
the movie, right? He would do the
Yeah.
movie, but he would talk.
Yeah.
He would have a guest. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was crazy. I remember telling all my friends in the housing, shit, they want to hear. They like put me on the TV. I can play Pua Lane. Oh.
Well, the songs, of course, Pua Lane and Coconut Grove just kind of catapulted you into
Mhm.
this amazing music scene, Hawaiian music scene. And, boy, I remember, back in 88, I was, I took a little pause here at Mauna Lani and went to work on a project at the Hawaii Maritime Center on Pier 7. And, so I was a conference coordinator, and so I traveled all over the Pacific, doing research on traditional Pacific Island canoes. And of course, I was in Tahiti, and I heard your songs over there being played. I went, whoa, hey, you
Yeah.
become international, and even the Polynesians way down,
In
south
Tahiti,
of the
south
equator,
of the equator, yes.
Yeah,
in the South
listening.
Pacific, we're listening to your music, and yeah, that was amazing.
Well, I think that too, as you elevate into this business and career, and I will share that with all the young people who have those aspirations too. Yeah, just don't forget your roots. Don't forget where you come from too, because it's so easy to slip and get caught up in the cosmetic of things. And so I always did ground myself, and you don't really know too well your compass, yeah, or how much you're encompassing too. Like I remember one guy came back too from Florida, one of the UH volleyball players. I forgot his name already. I remember him seeing me, and he told me, "Hey man, we were playing in Florida, and we were walking around the airport, and I heard Coconut Girl on the airport, thing like, and then of course then later on I played in Florida, right? Played in the Panhandle and played some of those areas, but not even thinking about those kinds of things, yeah. Still just thinking about Pua Lane, and I think that's why even when I got older, and I had to diversify because I'm not the favorite Baskin Robbins flavor anymore. I just on the shelf with the rest of them, right? I had to diversify, yeah? And so that's why I went into like teaching, yeah, and then teaching songwriting, teaching ukulele, guitar, just right. Got more community oriented, yeah, like that, and then that helped me again, reminded me not to forget my roots, yeah.
Right.
So
I mean,
one-
all the way up
yeah.
to here. Right here, right now.
Yeah.
Moko Keawe, us guys.
Yeah.
Well, it's a wonderful transition, though,
Yeah.
from composer, performer, and teacher.
Yeah.
And-
And not even, again, I feel blessed. I don't feel like lucky. I feel like that there's people surrounded me and kind of inspired me and said, hey, you ever think about this? And, I was always been one kind of go for it kind of guy anyway, right? So, but yeah, because not everybody can do that, like they cannot adjust and adapt, yeah. they gotta still keep hanging on to whatever they got, and you know,
Mm.
I always was always interested in all kinds of stuff. I guess that's what a artist of liberal arts is.
Oh, should we?
Liberation. Yeah,
Can you
let's-
kapila again?
yeah,
You-
man.
you
Let's
wanna-
do Hawaiian one.
Yeah.
Or what you like me doing?
What do you feel like, or did you want to
I
do
told
another
you,
one of your
Kaniala, when I
hits,
jam
or-
with you,
yes,
I like,
okay.
I like play Hawaiian music.
Okay,
Play
well,
with
let's.
you. What we go play? Let's do Opelu.
Which one?
Opelu.
Opelu.
We both fishermen. We both
Okay.
Po'olawai'a. We taught the traditions of fishing here in the islands. Traditional to modern, modern back to traditional. And one of really influential uncles from the nation of Miloli'i, down south,
Yes.
was Uncle Gino, yeah?
Oh,
Eugene,
yes,
You know,
Kaupiko.
Kaupiko.
Eugene Kaupiko.
Yes.
Come here, me a grad too. Eh? But
Classic.
the guy was solid in the way that his concept of integrating the Hawaiianness into the process, and so and that I noticed that that's how we are. We gather from the sea, we catch it, we clean it, we cook it for everybody, and we share it, and we eat it, and we play music at the end. Wow, what kind of life is that? Yeah.
Oh,
What a
yes. That
beautiful
is a life. That's
like how the kids say today, living my bestie life. Yeah, like we've been doing that for years, and Uncle was like that too. And he wrote some. Alongside of that, he able to compose and write some beautiful songs. So this is one that he shared with me and my kava, and it's just one of my favorite songs about fishing too. And it's called Opelu. And I suppose there could be 20 or so verses, as much fish as there are right here on the shoreline. But we go with the top three, and that's Opelu, Ama Ama, which is the mullet, the good eating one.
oh,
Yeah,
yes.
not anay like that, yeah. But from here to here.
Just the foot long
Yeah.
mullet.
And
Choice,
then-
Ama.
choice size.
Yeah, choice size. And then o'io or the bonefish, yeah, which is,
Good for lomi.
yeah, we like to eat it lomi raw. For those of you who don't know what that is, but it tasted so good on
Yeah.
hot bed of rice
Oh,
and poi on the side.
oh, and the poi. Yeah.
But we won't get into it because secret recipes. But anyway, he wrote this song for the fish that he loved and that they gathered in Miloli'i. So in the KOC for Uncle.
Okay. Uncle Gino.
O Peru, lomilimai, ahe ono ko ke moni. O Peru, lomilimai, ahe ono ku ke moni. Ama ama alawai, ahe ono ku ke moni. Oh, my favorite fish. Ama ama the mullet. Ama ama alawai, ahe ono ku me kalimuko. Yeah. Ahe ono kupuke moni. Another wonderful one. O io, the bonefish. O io, ai me kalimuko. Ahe ono kupuke moni. Oh, we're making ourselves hungry, everybody.
My mouth is watering.
Haina may kapuana. Ahe ono kupuke moni. Haina means my story is told now. Haina may kapuana. O pelo o io amama. Ahe ono kupuke moni.
Oh no.
That was Ono.
Really?
Oh,
We go through that already?
Oh boy, my mouth was watering through that whole
Ooh,
song.
I
I
could
know.
see the bowl of poi
Could
right
almost
next
taste
to
it.
that. Like, oh,
Oh, that limu, the crunchy,
Oh.
crunchy limu inside there too. with the oil.
manawea and the kohu. Oh,
You know, and I tell you, you know, we travel all over the place and we get to taste all kind of amazing foods, and
Mhm.
but it's hard to beat, you know,
Our soul
the very
food, yeah.
simple food here
Yeah.
in Hawaii at home. And sitting down, it's just amazing what a simple meal can, you know,
Yes.
do to satisfy
To your soul.
Yes.
Like PE was saying,
Yeah.
I'm a simple salt and pepper guy. Right? But you get these tastes from all these different.
Yeah.
yeah. I guess that's what you would call Hawaiian soul food, yeah.
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 Yeah, it is. Well, and you know the kauna in that is the music, everything, right? The hula,
Yeah.
you know, it's all wrapped up into this. To me, like this bundle of energy, and I guess that's aloha.
Well, you know, over the years past, you know, Mauna Lani has had so many amazing events and food events, and one called Cuisines of the Sun. And,
Wow.
you know, Chef Alan Wong was here at the Canoe House restaurant and the Le Soleil restaurant, and put together this event, Cuisines of the Sun, where they invited these amazing chefs from sunny climates, you know, around the world. And so Alan Wong would ask Anna and I if we could do the poke station, but it wasn't just the kind of poke you find today. It was like traditional
Very
poke,
traditional. And
where you go catch the manini or you catch
Yes,
the ahole hole,
that's the way to
or,
do it. Yeah.
or the
And then
o'io
in-
and
in
prepare
Inui,
it.
you
And then we prepare it in the old
Kinolao,
style
Yeah.
with the limu, no seasonings that you would use today. No shoyu, no sesame,
just
no mayonnaise,
inamona,
just the inamona, the kukui
okay,
nut, the
We're
salt,
really punishing
And the
ourselves
limu.
right now.
oh,
Talking about all those
and a
delicacies.
variety of limus,
Yeah.
of limu, and you know, so people got to taste the traditional kind of poke, and it wasn't all cubed,
Yeah.
and it was just fish that was
Yeah.
scored, and you you chew in it,
Yeah.
then you
Like
Suck-
how
yeah,
like
suck
how we
on
used to
it,
eat,
bone.
spit out
like
the
how we used to eat
bones.
palu, yeah. Like
Yeah,
like how we
yeah.
eat palu too, yeah.
Yeah.
Like cracksy.
But that was
Like
it.
cracksy.
And,
Like
and it's
Yeah.
amazing how people just, they tried it, they enjoyed it. They said, wow, this is the traditional
But I think that's why
Hawaiian.
we're the way we are, even in
Yeah.
this modern world, because those stuff was embedded in us.
Mhm.
I remember sitting around the table watching my auntie Ella and my mom eat aki
Oh,
and eat,
yeah.
and just the palu. I mean, they eating all that like all the rootsy stuff that
Yeah, well, like raw
Oh.
liver is a delicacy now, But
Yeah,
in those days
okay.
it was.
yeah,
Um,
or pihi right from the shell.
Oh,
Like
yes.
oh,
Auntie Maluhi, right? My
of
my
Yes,
auntie.
course,
yes.
of course,
She had her
Maluhi.
75th birthday. The big, they
Valhalla
had the big,
Master.
Yes.
they had the big party at in Kona, yeah,
Yes.
and Robert guys, Reggie, and everybody went gather, yeah. And then the next, so they had the big luau for everybody come, hundreds and hundreds of people. The next day down the beach, they had just a kupuna on my auntie there, the all kupuna came down, and then we put the big newspaper out on the big table, and all the cousins brought their moms and their dads, and they just bust out all those stuff we just talking about,
Oh,
all the
boy.
traditional stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
I
I'm
can
sure
imagine
all
the
and
all the
ama,
kupunas are all
And yeah, I tell you, this what
excited.
all the kupunas were doing this afterwards.
yeah,
Yes.
You get toothpick.
yeah,
that,
yeah.
that was amazing. I saw that, and I remember, I don't know what everybody else was looking at, but I saw that, and I thought that was so beautiful. They're so happy, and all my cousins
yeah.
were telling their parents, "No, eat too much now, 'cause we gotta take you bathroom otherwise." Some of them was in wheelchair, and too, but
Oh,
they were just going.
oh, yeah.
All those
it's
rich-
food that they grew
rich
up
Yeah, 'cause
with,
it's
but
all
you
rich.
don't always get to taste. Just rare occasions that you get to enjoy those kind of foods now.
And like a lot of the kids today, they don't know that kind of stuff too. Local kids too. Like I was just telling Kalai the other day, I like get some veke, cause I like to make veke. I like to lomi veke or poke the veke too. And when I used to lay net and catch big piles of veke on a sandbar. Yeah, we don't fry them. Yeah, I make everybody clean them and fillet them and make poke. So then we get like one.
Sounds sweet.
Yeah, we get like a 2-gallon poke
Yeah.
of veke. So
Oh.
veke got that certain taste
Yeah,
too, right?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
fishy
And
too.
veke is a goldfish that that is very, very delicious.
Yeah.
Well, as we're getting to the end of our talk story, but I just wanted to kind of talk briefly about you started a few episodes, and then you get in and
Oh,
then
you
another,
mean my kind my
Yeah, yeah.
TV?
that's
my
your
TV star life
your
now.
yes, and
Yeah.
so let's talk a little bit about
Okay.
that, and I know that you have a couple of things going on.
Yeah.
The Puel
Yeah.
also.
Well, let me say this, that because of what happened with COVID, and it seemed like all the musicians and all the people that are playing music, and they were kind of at the very end or the tail of what we're going to do now. What we're going to do. All the gigs got canceled and everything. So I think we all had to diversify and learn to use the camera, the lens,
Yeah.
as a medium, in which to do things. So I did the same thing too, and so I've been enjoying myself. I created two. I co-created the one that's on K5, the one that's on the regular television. Yeah, and we're going into season 2. It's called How They Do It. How They Do It, and it's with I met this young man, Adam Pelya, who got quarantined here in Hawaii during the epidemic last year in March, and he was going to wait it out with his girlfriend who was from here on this island, and then it ended up not knowing that he thought it was going to be like a couple of weeks. It ended up being months and months, right? And it just took over, and so he came up with this idea of like, wow, you think he can teach this humble haole the Hawaiian ways? It's kind of basically what he said, right? And I said, oh, that's kind of funny. That's kind of neat. It's kind of like a neat idea because we can use it as a platform to educate, yeah? For me, it's always the education community. Yeah?
Right.
How we can educate all our people that visit, all the people that have visit here and then have chosen this as their home, and that sometimes maybe want to get into the clique, but cannot enter. So say if we can use this as a platform, I told Adam, you're gonna be the beacon. Okay, we're gonna make you like the center point of everything. Also thought about it for quite a while too, and I was thinking it's to do it twofold. Yeah, not only to educate and inspire the people that visit, the people that are not originally from here, yeah, and everything, or the haole, but also for the local people, born and raised here, or koko, the ones blood Hawaiians, but also for them as well to re-understand why we are, why our whole energy here in Hawaii has to do with aloha. Again, yeah. So like how they got to dig a little bit deeper because, as we know, the last couple of years we've been losing a lot of that too. Yeah, and I look at you guys and I see that you guys are purveyors and engineers of aloha all the time. Yeah, 24/7. I like to think that I'm the same way too. Like always thinking on the up. Yeah, the upper part of the note, never being flat, being on pitch. Yeah, so that's what it is too. That's this show, how we do it. It's also for the local people to laugh, be lighthearted, be humorous, and say like, no, can help, no, understand, help them, right? And in the same time, like, we that art of the aloha, which you've said from time to time, Anna, it's reciprocal. Yeah, aloha aku, aloha mai.
Yes.
Right, and so that's how we do it is, and so the way we came up with the coin phrase was, remember we used to have those stickers that said "Live Aloha,"
Yeah.
right? And after everybody buying the stickers and everybody saying "Live Aloha," or what if we did something and it said "How we do it, how we do it," and we get stickers and we get the whole, yeah. So that's what Adam does in the show as well. Every time he does something that's very, like he feels like he did his kuleana and he did well and everything. He was, I'm gonna how we do it, like he's gonna step up and he's gonna make it happen. He's gonna give his aloha, yeah, full, 100%. So that's what that show's about.
Yeah, and then you have the Pua camera.
Yeah, and then the Pua camera I mean, is kind of more stationary to Hawaii Island because that's the hub is Kahilu Theater up there too, who have been so kind and generous and to allow me to do my art, yeah, and my ideas with them and everything too. So we kind of created a lifestyle show here in the island, here in Moko'oke'awe, and just not really talk story, right, but strike up a conversation with interesting people like you two. And boy, did we have a good one!
We
Yeah,
had a good one.
We had a
the
good one.
Park in Waimea.
yeah, and it was more. It's more like how we did it. Like we don't like how we play music. We don't make a song list, or we don't.
It's organic,
We just go with the
unscripted.
flow.
Yeah, unscripted. We don't script anything. It's just like turn on Homora. Right?
One of as you have so many amazing songs that
Thank
you
you.
composed, and there's one in particular. They're all wonderful, but there's certain ones that just speak to our heart and speak to our kupuna,
Mm-hmm.
and the great Hawaiianness of our kupuna. As you'd say, great Hawaiian man. And one of our our wonderful colleagues here, that's part of the Living Culture team, Pi'i Laeha, his father, Uncle Pi'i, just epitomized that that spirit of a great Hawaiian man. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you have time or inclination.
Oh, I
to
have time. I
share
have
that.
all the time. I'm living large here at
We'll
the Mauna
squeeze
Lani.
that song in,
Yeah.
and
We
that will be
can.
a nice closing song for us
Yeah,
this
okay.
evening.
But
And for P.E.'s dad and
And all
Francis
the
Rutto,
dads
many
and-
of
Yeah.
the great Hawaiian men.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and just a special shout out to my brother Alex because today is his birthday.
Is his what?
Another great Hawaiian
My
man.
brother, my baby brother,
Your baby brother, yeah.
Alex.
Yeah.
It's
Louis
his birthday
Kwan.
today.
Yeah.
And my
Alex Louis
dad
Kwan
was another great Hawaiian man whose birthday is coming up.
Wow.
on Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we'll close with that song and
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
in a beautiful way of
Yeah.
the evening.
Yeah. It's just so. When you think about it, yeah, and the words, and you just think about like, wow, all these people that made an impact, yeah. Wahine too, plenty Mauna
Yes,
Wahine
yes.
too,
Aye,
Yes.
aye.
during that time too, where they had to take the role of the man because just how it was,
Yeah.
like my mom,
Yes.
my mom, man, when they got divorced in 1964, the big D word, that's big time, that like
Mm.
shame, like in those days too, yes, but oh man, she 3 jobs, she worked 3 jobs
Oh.
for support us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that. That's why I was running out there in the streets.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
Well,
you know,
she did a good job. She did a good job.
but
raising
again,
all
it's part of it is because of these very influential Hawaiian men too, as well. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, you guys, for
Thank
having
you,
me.
Brother
Mahalo
Nolan.
nui
On this
loa
anniversary,
yaoi.
too.
On
Yeah.
the anniversary of
Brother
Twilight.
Nolan.
our
I feel
21st
honored.
anniversary.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I did, and all through the years, the times that I did play was totally enjoyable.
Yeah.
So when you guys were first introducing, I was visualizing all the people, yeah? Used to
Yeah.
go all the way out to over there.
We can
On the-
imagine they're all out here.
Dragging
north-
all the ukana with them and everything.
It's
It's
coolers
like, oh
and
my
all.
gosh, why
On-
would you
on the
bring that
North
much? Because you got to
40.
clean them up afterwards and you all pela after that.
No, but they did. Everybody.
That's why,
they,
because that it
they
was so
malama.
inspirational, yeah,
they malama.
this
yeah.
this has to continue,
Yes.
I believe, for
Keep the spirit of this going.
yeah, into the next realm, into the next zone. Yeah?
And, as we come into our closing song, we just want to say mahalo, of course, to Mauna Lani Auberge, for their love and support for our culture and to keep our culture a living culture through different activities, but here keeping storytelling alive.
And speaking about
We're the
Mauna-
friends of the future as well. Yeah.
Speaking about Mauna Lani Auberge, one of the keystones of Mauna Lani through many, many decades, Rainy Fukumoto.
Yes.
As she's bringing her career here to
Yes, thank you. Yeah, Rainy. Yeah, we.
Oh, what about
Big
Rainy?
Aloha.
How's she
Rainey's
doing?
gonna be
Yeah,
taking a break. She's gonna retire
it's
at
that
the end
big
of this
R
month.
word,
So
retire.
we just aloha Rainy
Say aloha
and
to
say
Rainy.
mahalo nui loa for all that she has done.
Yeah.
Yes. It's gonna be hard to fill her slippers. She's got
Yeah.
big slippers to fill.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was just the ultimate.
Yes, and John and
It will
Susan.
always be.
Yeah.
And for the others that help with this program, of course,
Susan and John Week
Susan,
and Philip,
Phillips, who
all the
came
way from
Puna.
Puna. Oh my God.
Allison is not here, but we know that she will watch this, and PE and so many people that have helped us through these events over the years and continued to do so.
Mahalo nui loa, yes.
Sophie
too.
and Bob.
Amber and Sophie and Bob.
Yes.
And our new addition to our cultural team here.
Yes,
Makana.
Makana. Sorry, Kofu, who made the beautiful lei. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you very
Makana.
much. Thank you, everybody out there
Yes.
in Wonderland.
And
Yes,
mahalo our
thank
cousin
Everybody over
Katie.
here doing the sound, the
Yes.
filming,
Yes,
and of course,
Katie Alice.
mahalo kia koa for the elements,
Yes.
keeping us
Such a
grounded.
beautiful evening.
Yeah, I mean, my goodness. When I say living, I'm over here, Mauna Lani, living large. It doesn't only mean staying in the hotel. It's like this. I can sleep out here. That's how beautiful it is,
Yeah.
And mahalo you
Aye.
too.
Mahalo ya
always.
oi.
Mahalo nui loa ya
Okay.
oi.
Great Hawaiian man. I know the way and made of stone and made of sand. And as I watch him walk across that lonely beach, I found myself surrounded in the sadness of his eyes. I know a great Hawaiian man. He is a lonely fisherman, last of a breed, coming to an end. I finally realized the reason why I carry on, and I say, sail on, soul of the sea. Spread your wings, carry me. I am the vision, and you are the light. Take me home, I wanna go home. I know a great Hawaiian man. His freedom burnt in sacred land, but I can feel it in his voice and in his hands, and all at once I finally understand. And I hear his song, it echoes in my heart. I am the child left to carry on. I am tomorrow, but I'm living for today, holding on to wisdom that he gave me yesterday. Yes, I know a great Hawaiian man, him made of stone, him made of sand. And as I watch him walk across that lonely beach, I found myself surrounded in the magic of his eyes, and I say, sail on, soul of the sea. Spread your wings, carry me. I am the vision, and you are the light. Take me home, I wanna go home.
Mahalo nui loa, Brother Nolan.
Nui loa.
And we want to thank you all for joining us this evening at our virtual talk story here at Kalahuipua'a, the Eva Parker Woods Cottage, here at the Mauna Lani Auberge. We want to take care of yourselves, as our tutu pa would say, malama kikino. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your health. Vaccination is important. Please get vaccinated. Please take care of your family, your friends, your dear ones, and
Yes, and to Leilani
take care of
Hino.
yourselves.
Malama pono. Special aloha and to the birthday boys, Alex and Randy, my brothers,
Yes, sir.
and Dad.
Oh, and my dad too.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure, Mohit,
Happy
yeah.
birthday to you all.
Yeah.
Yes.
And from all of us,
Aloha, everybody.
to
Thank
all of you,
guys.
mahalo nui loa. We want to say aloha, a hui ho until the
Ho.
next time we get together. Mahalo.
Ai, ahui ho,
Aloha.
aloha no. Ke aku o pua hui ho no.
Bye.